IMPD began issuing body-worn cameras to officers in 2020. Body-worn cameras are designed to increase transparency, ensure accountability, and enhance public trust by effectively using captured video. Additionally, the camera footage can be used to highlight the realities of police work, used in administrative and criminal investigations, and to improve training and policies. Body-worn cameras, while valuable tools, only capture a portion of an officer's field of view. In addition, the body-worn camera video clarity is limited when compared to the human eye. IMPD uses body-worn cameras that are designed to self-activate if certain standards are met. For example, a camera will activate when an officer arrives within 500 feet of a dispatched run, begins to run, violently shakes during a physical altercation. The camera is in a horizontal position for an extended period of time, if an officer activates emergency equipment with his or her patrol vehicle, or if an officer activates the camera by using a remote. The camera is attached to the officer's uniform mid-level in the chest area. The lens is fixed and does not capture everything that is seen and/or experienced by the officer. Once the body-worn camera is activated, it has a 30-second buffer during which the audio is not activated, but the video is. This feature allows video to capture sudden incidents where either the body-worn camera self-activates and/or the officer manually activates it. This critical incident video details an officer-involved shooting that occurred on May 15, 2024 at approximately 12:20 p.m. Preliminary information is being presented in this video with the intention of increasing public understanding of what occurred. This investigation is still in its early stages. It may take a year or longer for the investigative process to be completed. Understanding of the incident may change as additional evidence is collected, analyzed, and reviewed. Warning: the following video contains graphic images and language. It is not suitable for all viewers. Just before noon, IMPD Northwest District officers responded to the 6300 block of Watercress Way on report of a person shot. Officers arrived to find the homeowner with a gunshot wound to his abdomen. The victim told officers he was shot by 26-year-old Kelvin Chandler. The victim says he took Mr. Chandler into his home about a year prior and had been letting Mr. Chandler stay at his home. On the day of the incident, the victim said Mr. Chandler grabbed a 9mm handgun and threatened to shoot him. The victim retreated to a bedroom and Mr. Chandler forced his way in, but not before the victim grabbed 2 other handguns. The victim's first handgun jammed, and he and Mr. Chandler fought over possession of the gun. The struggle moved from the bedroom to the back deck of the home. Mr. Chandler pointed the gun at the homeowner's head and pulled the trigger, but the gun did not fire. Mr. Chandler again pointed the gun at the homeowner's head and fired, but missed. Before fleeing the deck, Mr. Chandler fired again at the homeowner, striking him in the abdomen. The homeowner attempted to fire his gun, but it jammed. The victim told officers that Mr. Chandler fled on foot with a pistol. Pike Township Emergency Services transported the victim to a hospital in stable condition. A description of Mr. Chandler was broadcast over the radio. Northwest District officers, along with IMPD Special Weapons and Tactics, set up a perimeter to locate Mr. Chandler. Officer number 1 spotted Mr. Chandler running through a neighborhood on Apollo Way with a gun in his hand. Mr. Chandler ran behind a house and officer number 1 lost sight of him. Officer number 1 did not pursue and waited for additional officers to arrive on Apollo Way.
Get off the radio. I've got the suspect running with a gun in his hand. He just ran behind 6730. I believe I'm on Quail Creek.
Control, no shots in the abdomen area. Awake and breathing. Scene is safe for medics.
Somebody look up my car and verify what street I'm on.
First car with 130 advised.
He ran directly behind 6730.
Approximately 30 minutes after officer number 1 arrived on the scene, an officer is heard on the radio saying he located Mr. Chandler and reported Mr. Chandler was armed with a gun. Seconds later, an officer radioed shots fired.
Got a suspect right here, 6200 and a 654.
484's got him somewhere, 6542.
Ran behind the building, he's got a gun in his hand still.
Okay, he ran behind 6542 with a gun in his hand.
Shots fired, shots fired.
When Officer Freeze located Mr. Chandler, he ran after him. Mr. Chandler stopped between two homes and Officer Freeze yelled, "Stop, stop, stop." There was an exchange of gunfire between Mr. Chandler and Officer Freeze. Mr. Chandler was struck at least once.
Recording.
Stop! 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 Fuck!
Where? Shots fired, shots fired.
Fuck! Back there!
Shots fired.
He's behind the house.
Fired.
We got police action shooting. Suspect is behind the house, but we're not sure where he's at.
Fuck.
Police action shooting. Suspect is behind the house somewhere. Control to the unit heading in. I can't copy.
Control, I got him laying on the ground over here. Hey, he's over here!
35 has him laying on the ground.
The following is a portion of the previous video paused and highlighted. It shows Mr. Chandler turned to face Officer Freeze and fired. Mr. Chandler was lying on the ground in the backyard of a home, still in possession of the firearm. Officer number 2 deployed a flashbang device and observed no movement. A flashbang is a device used by SWAT that produces a bright flash of light and loud noise intended to distract people and allow officers time to take tactical actions.
Yeah, I'm on the street. What is that?
Bang out! Any movement, Russ?
Yeah, absolutely no reaction.
Officers approached with a ballistic shield, recovered the firearm, and began medical aid.
Back, get buried. I'm gonna shield up, Russ. Yep. Yep, we're moving up. Bring the medics up. Medics up.
Pike Township Emergency Services transported Mr. Chandler to Eskenazi Hospital, where he later died. The firearm used by Mr. Chandler was recovered. The victim shot by Mr. Chandler is expected to recover from his injuries. No officers or uninvolved citizens were injured in this incident. The incident is being investigated by IMPD's Critical Incident Response Team. A separate and independent investigation will be conducted by IMPD's Internal Affairs Unit to ensure compliance with department policy. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office is being consulted throughout the investigative process. This incident will be reviewed by the Civilian Majority Use of Force Review Board. This occurs after the conclusion of the criminal process.